The great general of the Mongol Empire, Subutai, was among those few military minds in history who could be said to have made much difference. His mind, strategically brilliant, turned the Mongolian Empire from an Asian power into a world power, leading armies from China to Eastern Europe. However, despite his successes, little is known about Subotai himself. He is still very much a mysterious figure, with myths and misconceptions surrounding his achievements. Subotai was born in 1176 to the Uryankat Mongols, nomads of the Mongolian steppe. He spent his youth learning horse riding, archery, hunting and herding, all of which he benefited greatly from as a military leader. His life was soon closely interwoven with that of Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan. By about 1185, Subotai joined Temujin with his brother and cousin. Despite the severe challenges, such as the significant defeat of Genghis Khan by his rival Jamukha in 1203, Subotai and his family remained steadfast in their loyalty. This loyalty was particularly crucial during a time when many followers might have wavered, but Subotai's family stood with Genghis Khan. After his father was captured by robbers, Subotai and his brother saved him. This, Genghis Khan never forgot. By 1206, following the unification of the Mongol tribes, Genghis Khan made him a commander of 1,000 men, recognizing his potential. Soon after, Subutai proved his worth to Genghis Khan as one of the most trusted and feared warriors, known as the Four Dogs of War. These men proved instrumental in helping Genghis Khan expand his empire across Asia. In 1212, during the Mongol campaign against the Jin dynasty of northern China, he gained prominence by winning the designation Bata for being the first to mount the walls of Hangzhou. In 1216, he was dispatched to the west with the son of Genghis Khan, Jochi, to hunt down the Merkits. They defeated them, along with their allies, the Kangli, marking the first western expansion of the Mongols. Though outnumbered, Subutai and Jochi joined the battle, offended Muhammad's forces with huge losses, and manifested the tactical ability of the Mongols. There was no clear victor at the end of this battle, but it made Muhammad afraid to face the Mongols again. This encounter was a harbinger of the bigger conflict between the Mongols and the Khwarezmian Empire. Genghis Khan invaded the Khwarezmian Empire in 1219, following up on the Otrar massacre, where a Mongol trade caravan was killed at the instigation of Shah Muhammad. Subutai and General Jebe were sent after Muhammad, who had fled, to pursue him while Genghis Khan invaded the empire. They spent the next 2 years conquering cities in the Caucasus and northwestern Iran. One of their famous actions was at Shamaki, where they used the bodies of locals and animals as a platform to climb the city's wall. This strict measure intended to put a spell of fear so that no one would stand in their way, the usual Mongolian strategy. Subutai and Jebe were assigned to the area's command after conquering it, with the mission to fight the Kipchaks, the Merkits' allies. In 1223, they engaged another strong coalition of Alans and Kipchaks. With a shrewd strategy, they bribed the Kipchaks to abandon the Alans, after which they quickly defeated the isolated Alans and then turned on the unsuspecting Kipchaks, forcing survivors to flee to the west. What is often fabled as one of Subutai's greatest victories, the battle at the Kalka River in 1223, perfectly illustrated Subutai's brilliance. Although the traditional story is now challenged by some modern historians, such as Stephen Powell, it remains an important event in Mongol history. Subutai, equipped with advanced scouting and intelligence information on the enemy, feigned retreat for 9 days, drawing the Rus and Kipchak forces into positions of weakness. At the moment when the Rus forces were strung too far out, Subutai wheeled about and attacked, defeating them. On his way back, however, he was ambushed by the Volga Bulgars and suffered a heavy loss. Subutai's reputation never stopped growing. After his death, Subutai served Genghis' son, Ogadai, In 1230, during the war against the Jin dynasty, Subutai suffered one of his few reverses at the Battle of Daowei-gu. Tasked with finding a route through the mountains into Henan province, he initially succeeded, but was later defeated, angering Ogadai, who removed him from command. He was again saved by intervention by Ogadai's brother, Tulwei, and regained favor with another chance. In 1231, Subutai conceived a new plan by cutting across Song territory to attack the Jin from the rear. This caused the fall of the Jin capital, Kaifeng, in 1233. The leadership throughout was crucial for the victory, as Subutai had taken hefty losses during that campaign. Of course, following the advice of Yalu Chitsai, Ogadai spared the people of Kaifeng city. Still, Subutai did allow citizens to organize food shipments, for which he was much appreciated. In 1234, after defeating the Jin dynasty, he returned to Mongolia and helped organize one of the Mongolian Empire's most ambitious military efforts, the Great Western Campaign. With Batu leading the Mongolian forces, Subutai launched campaigns across the western steppe, defeating the Volga Bulgars, Kipchaks, and Morvins. From 1237 to 1240, Mongols destroyed principalities, burning cities, and leaving great destruction everywhere in the divided Rus. By early 1241, Subutai was encamped with Batu on the borders of Europe. They devised an invasion plan into Poland, Hungary, and Transylvania. At the Shire River, now known as the Battle of the Shire River, Subutai once again used his head to tempt the Hungarian army onto vulnerable ground to fight. A most unfavorable battlefield, one from which they were then mauled and surrounded by catapults until they gave Chinggisid Mongols a hectically great victory. Yet, despite the victory, the Mongol leaders were most unwilling to take an army deep into Europe after such a bloody battle. But Subutai, as good a servant as ever, wanted them to press on, promising he would get them to the Danube River. The Mongols pressed into Austria and started a cautious withdrawal in March 1242, smashing any remaining opposition. With Batu, Subutai stayed until reaching the Volga River, where Batu pitched camp. Subutai reproached Batu for not going to the Kurultai in Mongolia so that Ogadai's successor could be elected. In 1246, Subutai wanted to go to Mongolia again and greet the new Khan, Guyuk. He started his last campaign. The death of Guyuk in 1248 ended this campaign, after which Subutai retired. Subutai later died that year at the age of 73 along the Tula River, being one of the few Mongol generals to die of old age. He was known for being a master strategist and a biddable servant to Genghis Khan. Subutai fought in more than 50 battles and sieges, higher than any other commander in history, and built, from Asia to Europe, the greatest land empire the world had ever seen. His descendants served the Mongol Empire, but lost their interest in martial pursuits, gradually veering towards administrative and educational ones, with Subutai's line eventually disappearing from recorded history. Subutai's story is about loyalty, brilliance, and never failing to pursue victory. His birth was signed to war, a commander whose strategies and tactics reshaped the face of the world, and whose name, even less famous than Genghis Khan, should be remembered as among the greatest military minds history ever gave humankind.